Hello everyone, welcome back to Mana Software Patashala. This is Mardeep, and today marks an exciting new chapter in your Python learning journey on day 13. We are now stepping into a powerful and real world part of a Python, that is OOPS concept. Think about the world around you. Everything is an object, a mobile phone, a fan or a car. Each object has its own properties like a color, size and actions. Today, you will learn how to write Python code that mirrors the real world structure. Let's make Python even more practical and powerful from here on. This is the question which I have asked in a previous session. The answer for that is in today's session, we are diving deep into a OOPS concept, that is object oriented programming. First, you will understand what classes and objects are. Then, we will look at underscore init constructor. Later, we will explore the differences between instance variables and class variables. And finally, you will build a mini real-time project using OOPS concept. First, let's discuss about what is OOPS concept. Imagine you are running a car showroom. Every car in your showroom has a feature like a color, brand and engine type along with the functions like start, stop and apply brake. Now, instead of writing a separate details for each and every car, wouldn't it be a better to create a blueprint once and reuse it to create many other cars? That blueprint is called as a class, and each car built from it is called as an object. This is exactly how OOPS concept works in Python. Next, let's discuss about classes and objects. Think of a class as a blueprint or a design. Let's say you want to make cars, but you don't want to build each car from a scratch every time. Instead, you create one class and use it to make many other cars like an object. For example, imagine you own a car company. Every car has a brand, color, and an ability to start. Instead of repeating code for each car, we will write one template using a class and create many other objects like a car object for each brand. In order to create a class, we need to use class keyword along with a class name. So car is a class that we are creating. Init is a constructor. It helps us give values like a brand and color when we create a car object. Self.brand and self.color, it stores a unique details for each car object. Start is a function or a behavior that every car can do. Car1 and car2 are the objects that we are creating on top of a car class. So for that we are passing brand as well as a color for each brand. Car1.start, we are telling car1 to start and it prints the brand and color that we pass in the car1 object. Similarly with car2 as well. So after executing this entire logic, it prints out Honda car in red color is starting and Hyundai car in blue color is starting as an output. Next, let's discuss about init constructor. When you create a student, you want to immediately assign their name and roll number. Python has a special function called init that automatically runs when you create a new object. Finit is a constructor that runs when an object is created. Self.name and self.roll number are useful for assigning the values to the object variables. This line, it is helpful for passing the values to the init constructor. Next, s1.name and s1.roll number are useful for accessing the object's name and roll number. After executing this piece of logic, the output would be money and 123. Next, let's discuss about instance and class variables with an example. Let me tell you a story. All students belong to the same school, but each has a different name and roll number. So, school name would be the class variable and name and roll number would be the instance variable. Let me explain you a bit clear. School is equal to ABC High School is a class variable. It is shared by all the students. Self.name and self.roll number is specific to each student. So here we have created two student objects, one with the params money and 123 and another with the params 90 and 456. So if we print the values s1.name and s1.school, it gives our output money ABC High School and s2.name and s2.school gives an output as Nani ABC High School. So you can notice that ABC High School is a class variable that is shared for both the student objects. But name and roll number are instance variables, so it is specific to each student. Next, Let's look into a simple mini project using OOPS concepts based on the topics that we have covered in this session. Let's see this with an example. Now just consider you are building an application for a company to store employee information. Each employee has a name, age and salary and they all work for a same company. Let's look into the logic for this scenario in order to understand in much better way. In this example, we are learning how to use classes and objects in Python to represent real world things like an employee in a company. We first create a class called as an employee, which is like a template for storing employee details inside a class. Company is equal to ABC Private Limited is a class variable, meaning it is shared by all the employees. Every employee belongs to this company. Init method is a constructor. It runs automatically when we create a new employee. That means it takes the name, age and salary of an employee and stores them in a variable specific to that object using self. The display underscore info method, it prints the details of an employee including the shared company name and the personal information. Next, then we create two employees, employee 1 and employee 2 with a different names, ages and salaries. When we call a display underscore info on each object, it shows their individual details along with the common company name. After executing this piece of logic, it gives an output like this with a company name, age and salary of two employees. In order to make this session interactive, I have a question for you. Please drop your answers in a comment section. Please like, share and subscribe to Mana Software Patashala and stay tuned for more such updates.